Whenever you've got a proportion, you're comparing two things. And so step one, figure out what is it that you're comparing. So in this particular one, Jerry drove 603 miles, and then it took him 9 hours to do that. So duplicate, so this guy here, we have 603 miles and 9 hours. So the key is we have miles compared to hours. I keep reading. At the same rate just means same fraction, same labels. How many miles? So I'm gonna put here, how many miles is what I don't know. And then I have 7 hours to drive. So 7 hours. Now, just take your two labels and jot them down. So I'm gonna have miles over hours. If you decide to put hours over miles, it's the same thing. You're gonna get the same answer, you just have to make a decision. So once I've made the decision, I'm gonna make a fraction equal to a fraction. The first sentence is gonna fill out the first fraction. So 603 miles. I decided my miles are gonna go in the top. So I'm gonna put 603 in the top. And that takes 9 hours. Okay, so the first sentence made the first fraction. Then the next fraction, how many miles? So since I don't know the miles and I put miles on the top, I'm gonna put an M there to represent something I don't know. For 7 hours, so across from hours, I'm gonna put 7. Finally, to solve, I don't know if you guys remember this saying, cross multiply, then divide. If you cross multiply, what that means is that you want to always multiply the numbers that are diagonal to each other. So these ones are diagonal. And then divide by the one that is diagonal to the letter. So I'm going to divide by this 9. All right, so my final answer, M, is going to equal 603 multiplied by 7 divided by 9. So I'm going to grab my calculator and take 603 times 7 equals divided by 9, and I get 469 miles. Okay, so if you can go 603 miles in 9 hours, you can go 469 miles in 7 hours. So if we repeat that process, this next one, suppose that 16 inches of wire costs 48 cents. So the two things that I'm comparing is inches and cents. So I'm going to write down inches in the numerators and cents in the denominator. I'm going to set up a single fraction equal to a single fraction, and my first fraction is going to be 16 over 48. Okay, I keep reading and it says at the same rate, which means same fraction, same labels. How many inches? So I don't know the inches, so I'll just call that N. How many inches? And then for 39 cents. So cents is in the bottom. So I'm going to put 39 right there. And then to solve a proportion, you cross multiply, then divide, which means that I'm going to take the numbers that are diagonal, multiply those together, and then divide by the number that's diagonal to the letter. So my final answer here, n is going to equal 16 multiplied by 39 divided by 48. So I'm going to do that multiplication. 16 multiplied by 39, enter, divided by 48 equals, and I get 13. So if you can, for 48 cents, get 16 inches, then for 39 cents, you can get 13 inches. Okay, so step one, read what's in front of you and see what are the two things being compared. In this one, miles and hours, and in this one, inches and cents. Just put one of the labels in the tops and one of the labels in the bottom. If you put hours over miles, then this would have been 9 over 603 and 7 over m. So it doesn't matter which way you decide to go, but once you make the decision, then the numbers in the numerators can only be miles. The numbers you put in the denominators can only be hours. Finally, to solve, multiply the numbers that are diagonal and divide by the number diagonal to the letter.